Hey loves, watch how I created this look on my most beautiful client. So I started by cleansing her face with the micellar water. Sorry, I wasn't able to film the part where I showed you the micellar water. But if you're conversant to my channel, my tutorials, you should know that I used the micellar water with that cotton pad just to clean her face. Then afterward, I went in with the Dr. Asher face serum just to keep her face hydrated and film, just to make her face look like baby-like face. You understand? So I went in with my Avour foundation. My Avour foundation is one of my favorite foundation. I just made those two shades just to get her either shade. You see, my client is like, I just wanted, she has a reaction on her neck. She had a reaction on her neck. So I was just trying to blend her face and her neck, as in just to match every other part of her body. So you see that when I applied this foundation, it was becoming like a lighter. It was one shade lighter than her actual skin tone. So I was just trying to just blend and blend just to make sure that I don't make her face very white than her entire body. So make sure to match your foundation properly so you won't have issue blending or trying to get her exact skin tone. Just make sure to use the right amount of foundation or the right shade of foundation so you won't have a problem with your blending, or you won't have issues, so you won't take so much time blending and blending. So you see that I'm trying to match her neck. I'm trying to cover up those reaction on her neck. So I'm just blending, making sure that I did. And you see that I eventually did that, because I'm going to use powder after all to just match every other part of the face so that the neck doesn't look white, like it's different from the entire body. So I went in to highlight her face using the ferarucci concealer palette. This is my good-to-go concealer that I like to use to highlight the face. So I just go by to highlight the face. I wanted to use a music for this video, but I just changed my mind and said, let me just record a voice note so that if you're just coming across my channel, you'll be able to understand what I'm doing, so that everything I'm doing won't look new to you as a beginner in the makeup craft. So if you're a beginner in the makeup craft, just bear it in mind that I love you so much, and because of you I recorded this voice note, so you'll be able to grab everything that I'm doing here so it doesn't look new to you, and you'll be able to practice it, because these are very simple techniques that I'm using. I'm not doing too much. I'm blending. You see how I'm taking my time to blend so that there are no crease at all. So you see that I went ahead to contour her face using a very dark shade of the foundation. You can use a regular contour stick for this. We have so many contour sticks, or wet, that's the wet form of foundation or contour palette that you can use to get this done. But I like to use my foundation because it also gives me the effect of the contour, so I wouldn't want to go over using a contour palette. So I use my foundation that is just, I won't use a very dark shade. I'm just using a shade that is not that very dark. So you see that it just gives a little warmth to the face. It's not too dark. It's not looking too like, it's just normal, just giving warmth to the face. I applied on the forehead, on the nose, on the cheek, and I blended. You see how it has blended. You see that you're not seeing any harsh line at all. I just did the blending very well so you don't see any harsh lines. So after that, I went in again to just set up the highlighting so that there are no crack under the eyes when I'm going to put my setting powder afterwards. So take your time to blend. Take your time to blend. So afterward, I went in to set the areas that I've highlighted using my VBT powder palette. You know that that is my favorite powder palette, and that is what I use for my client. That is what I use for my brides, and that's just like my favorite powder palette. It does once you get finished, I go ahead to just grab another because I love the effect this powder. This is a good Nigerian brand, V Beauty. You're killing it. You're killing it, and I love your product so much. So if you're somebody that is not in Nigeria, you want to purchase this product, you can just chat them up on Instagram. They can deliver to any location. Okay, so this is not a paid advert, so this is just coming from me because the product is actually nice. Yes, you see how I blended the neck and taking the powder downward just to make sure that everything blends together. Okay, everything blends together. So I'm and my clients, we are just doing a chit chat. We're just talking and talking and talking, and she was enjoying her makeup section. She wasn't bored at all. So make sure to keep your clients entertained. But if your client is not that talking type, you can just allow her see throughout the makeup, so you won't just have to talk, you just have to do your job, and when you're done, she can go. So but if your client is a chatty somebody, you can keep your client engaged, just talk, keep her hanging. You know, some client tends to sleep when you're applying makeup, but meanwhile when you're chatting with that client, she won't feel sleepy easily. So I'm using that Viage eyeshadow base. I can take my time to blend in these eyeshadow base, so everything blends in seamlessly. So take your time to blend, use the right amount. Like if you really want your eyeshadow to pop, that means if you want eyeshadow to pop very well, you have to use a large quantity of the eyeshadow base, not like a large, but just something that you applied and it popped, like the way you see how it's popping in this video. So make sure to blend so that there are no cakey, there are no crease at all when you're done. So you see I'm using my Full Beauty powder again to set the transition for the eyeshadow. I use it to set the transition, then I use it to smoke the ending part of the eyes too, just to give it that effect and set the face for the main eyeshadow that I'm going to be creating. I'm actually creating like a bridal look in this because my client is going to be wearing a bridal robe. She's going to be wearing a bridal robe. She's just having a shoot, so she's going to be wearing a bridal robe. So you see I'm not going to be using too much. So I'm not going to be using too many loud colors. I'm just going to be using mild colors. Since it's a bridal look, this is a bridal makeup, so I'm not going to be doing too much. I'm just going to be using that very light shades of color. And you see how I'm taking my time to blend, and everything is blended. See how blended the face is already looking. Like the face is already looking so soft, and my client has no acne, so everything just blends so easily. So take your time to blend any part that is difficult for you. You see how I'm taking my hand to just blend that, because she opened her eye, and when she opened the eye, the eyeshadow base cracked. So due to I don't want a division when I apply my eyeshadow, so I'm just using my eye to just dab in the base so that there are no crack when I apply the eyeshadow. So I'm just using that regular nude eyeshadow from my Romanky eyeshadow palette. Like that's just a regular eyeshadow palette I use more often now, because like I fell in love with all the colors. Like I've really abandoned that eyeshadow. I wanted to even trash the eyeshadow, but all of a sudden I just fell in love with all of the colors there, and that is my number one number one eyeshadow at the moment, and I love it so much. Romanky, they're actually the best. They're doing the best. I love this eyeshadow palette. It tends to pop, it's pigmented. See how it's already popping as I'm applying it. Like there are no fallout at all. That is to know a good eyeshadow. If you want to know a very good eyeshadow, when you are applying it, you're not going to be seeing fall off, and you're going to see that the colors are going to be popping. Look at how I mixed those two shades. I just use two different colors and eyeshadow, and you see that there are no demarcation between the two colors. I took my time to blend so that there are no demarcation at all. You won't see where that pink color and where that nude, that was like a sunset yellow. Yes, so you see how it's well blended. There are no demarcations at all. So that's how you should take your time to blend. That's how you should take your time to blend. That's how you should take your time to blend your eyeshadow so everything pops. So you see that I'm using that very dark shade. I mixed the black and the brown just to smoke out the end and make the eyeshadow to pop more. Yes, take your time to do all of this stuff as a beginner so you get it right. You don't have to master your craft in a day. Even if it's going to take you years, you're going to give yourself the time to arrive to get to that stage. So I'm using my Karite eyeliner. Like, you know, this is a product before I tend to buy any other. So guys, so sorry that I heard a dog barking on the background. Like I'm recording this voice note in the night, and like the security dog was just barking, and I'm sure it has entered the voice note, and I can't remake, like I can't even re-record that part. So guys, bear with me, bear with me. You know, you can't tell somebody how to live in their neighborhood. So these are the things we see. So after aligning the eyes with the Karite eyeliner, I went ahead to actually draw her brows. I'm using that, and what they call it, I'm using that eyebrow gel just to set her brow hairs and make them stay in one place. Then I went ahead to bake. I forgot that I don't bake the face already, so I had to bake the face. I was supposed to bake before applying the eyeshadow so that I can catch up when any drop out, but since I trusted my eyeshadow, so there were no fallout from the eyeshadow. So you see that I used the setting powder just to tame the brows, as in like take off any oil from the brow, because sometimes this brow just tends to have oil, and when your client dances or do anything serious, you tend to see some oil on her brows. So I just use my setting powder just to dry off for that, and I use my Davis pencil just to draw the brows. Sorry, I drew the brows off camera, and then I highlighted the brows. Then I'm doing the lips using my Karite brow gel. This is the brown color, because this Karite eyeliner comes in two. That is the black and the brown, and this is actually the brown. That I use the black to line the eyes, and this is the brown. Just using to line the lace before I go in with the other color that I want to use. So like I said, I'm doing a nude. Yes, this is a nude look because she's going to be wearing a bridal robe, and it's actually white. So we don't want to do too much. But I know there are some brides that wear red lipsticks, but it's out of 100%. It's just like, let's say it's just like 5% that wear red on their wedding day or for their shoot. So I went in with that pinkish color, that pinkish nude. So I just applying so many colors. Actually, that my lipstick palette is from Blossom Cosmetics and is a Nigerian brand. Yes, you can use high-end products, you can use whatever product that you want to use, but this is the product that I have, and this is the product that I can afford, and they give me the perfect look that I want. I'm sure that you're enjoying this tutorial and you're learning one or two, especially the eyeshadow tutorial. The eyeshadow look was very detailed, including this lip. Just that I wasn't showing the colors that I was using, but it's just my Blossom, and it's just my Blossom lipstick palette, and you see the colors I just did. They're just nude colors, pinkish. So I'm just missing colors just to get the exact thing I want. So I added white just to get this, to get the lips looking this way, because I wouldn't want to do too much. So I just use my brush just to dust off all the excess setting powder from the face and just keep the face firm and dry. So after dusting up the powder, I went in with my classic blush palette. That's actually my best blush palette. I use a classic blush palette. You can use any regular blush palette that you have, but I use classic and it actually works for me. Then I went in to just use some dark shades of the powder just to further contour her face and lift up her face. So thereafter I went in with this. This is a glitter liner. Yes, this is a glitter liner, and this is a silver color. I just wanted to add some effect to the eyes. I just wanted the eyes to have some. You can use any color of glitter liner. There are so many different colors, but I tend to use silver in this look because it's actually make the face to actually pop and beautiful. Like, it makes the eye to really pop up, and it's actually so beautiful already. You can see the glow is already giving the eyes. So I went in to fix the eyelashes just like regular human hair lashes. You can use any human hair lashes that you have. This is the one that I use, and it's so perfect on her because you see that my client has, like, her eyes is a little bit big, so I wouldn't want something too dramatic. I just use a very light, not too full. The lashes is not that full. You see how scanty it is. It's just looking so natural. Yes, and it's so beautiful. Just watch the way your client looks before applying any product, and watch if it's going to fit her. So I went in with my Favour highlighter just to add some glow to the face. Add some little glow to the face. I applied it on the forehead, the chin, and the high point of her face, and just to make her face glow. So if you're not a lover of highlighter, you can choose to ignore this part. But if you just want your makeup to be a full complete look, you don't have to ignore this. You have to actually apply your highlighter, that is your bronzer or your glow, I don't know, whatever you call it. So I set the remaining part of the face. I set the face with the Kiss Beauty setting spray. Then I went in to just gloss the lip because I can't leave the lip looking so dry like that. So I just wanted the face to pop. So I just went ahead to gloss the lips, and it came out looking so beautiful. Look at how beautiful it already looks when I'm not even done glossing. So gloss actually adds some beauty to the lips. It makes the lips shiny, wet, and whatever thing you could think about it. So I went in with my Blossom. This is the Blossom mascara. I just did some little just to make her bottom lashes to really pop, and this is the finished look. So beautiful. I filmed this look using my LED 6060 Pro. So guys, tell me if this video was helpful. Bye.